Welcome in, everybody, live here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We are getting ready to go racing here tonight for the final time for the Gen-6 Cup Series for the Madness Racing League, presented to you by KDR. That's the KnappDaddyRacing.com. Paint schemes, online custom liveries, and custom numbers. Check them out today. We're live here in Nevada at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway, also better known as Sin City, at the 1.5 mile. Awesome racetrack here, getting ready to kick off the championship race here tonight for the Gen-6 Cup Series. Ladies and gentlemen, the Madness Racing League will cease all operations of the Gen-6 Cup Series after the conclusion of tonight's event. Ladies and gentlemen, you want to make sure that you're sticking around for the rest of tonight's main event, 120 laps. Welcome in here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel as we get ready to grid up the cars here for what's going to be a awesome race here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll see exactly what we have going on here. Not entirely sure. There we go. That should fix everything. There we go. 120 laps, 3 sets of tires, 30 to 35 laps in Sunoco Racing fuel. So these drivers will have right at the set tire amount to the gas limit. So it's going to be very, very interesting on how some of these drivers may play tonight's race when the drop of the green flag ensues here in just a moment. On the pole here tonight, driving that number 9, been bad, fast all season long from Coleman, Alabama, 4-time winner, Ty Robertson. Looks like the checker flag just went in the air for the qualifying session, so these drivers are getting ready to grid it up. There they go. He's ready to switch out, and we are going to get a night race tonight. How about that, folks? The KDR Gen-6 Cup Series for the Madness Racing League is on its way, folks. We'll get you rained down here on the main broadcast camera. The drivers are loading into their race cars. We'll get you ready to go up in just a moment for the driver introduction portion part of tonight's event. We'll pull up the starting grid. Only 8 drivers in the field. It's been a small car field all year long. That is why they are seizing the operations of the Gen-6 Cup Series at the conclusion of tonight's event. We're still waiting on about 2 more drivers to load in at the current moment. On the pole tonight, driving the Atlantic Cabinet number 88 Camaro, that's the Coleman, Alabama driver of Ty Robertson. Ty Robertson is currently the point sitter here for the championship race. He has a 63-point lead over the number 9 of Colin Cole on the outside of him. Ty Robertson needs a decent day here tonight to have a shot to go home with the championship. He has it pretty much locked up mathematically. Can Ty Robertson hold on to it here tonight? On the outside of him will be the number 9 of Colin Cole from Lincoln, Nebraska, driving the number 9 Camaro. He's got CK parking lot maintenance on board this week, and he would love nothing more than to make up the points gap difference here tonight and steal the championship for his number 9 race team. Starting in the 3rd place position here tonight from Welford, South Carolina, driving the body armor PPG Ford Mustang for Team Penske Development. That's the number 02, the kid from Welford, South Carolina, of Nicholas Maynard. On the outside of him will be the number 4 Budweiser, number 4 Rush Motorsports, yes, Camaro from Hawthorne, New Jersey, of Kevin Tanko. On the inside of him, starting the 5th place position, driver of the number 81 iRacing Red Bull 81 Ford Mustang from Troy, Alabama. That's the one-time winner, got his first career win here in Season 3 of the Gen-6 Cup Series at Talladega, of Terry Hughes Jr. On the outside of him will be the 777 Toyota Camry from Otterville, Georgia, of Bobby Kyle. And rounding out, looks like going to be the final spot here tonight on the VDSQ Racing channel. That is going to be the Doctor, driver the number 13, Dixon Cider Ford Mustang from Ranger, Georgia. That's Michael Ponder Jr. Ladies and gentlemen, we're live here at Sin City, the Las Vegas Motor Speedway, getting ready to go racing here tonight on the VDSQ Racing channel for the final race here in Season 3. This will conclude the Gen-6 Cup Series, and we will cease all operations after the checker flag here tonight. Here's going to be the keys of the race tonight. If you want to go to victory lane, strategy. It's going to be key of the race number 1. If you don't have the crew chief up there, working the mathematics up there for the crew chief when it comes to fuel mileage, tire wear, you name it. Need to have that up there behind your back. Finally, key race number 2 here at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Turns 1 and 2 is progressive banking compared to really steep turns 3 and 4 they're heading through right now. These drivers will battle that turn 1 and 2 all night long, trying to keep the car rotating down to the bottom side of the racetrack. We see tons of guys get tied up the track week in, week out here, race after race. Even in NASCAR, O'Reilly, you name it, they get loose. Finally, you're going to want to save those Goodyear tires. How much rubber will fall off here tonight here at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway? The lights will kick on here in just a few moments. Hopefully about halfway through tonight's race, we will have a fully illuminated racetrack. And finally, the final race of the season, folks. Have fun. That'll lead us to our track fact here tonight. Getting ready to stack on the Las Vegas Motor Speedway, for the final championship race here tonight for the Gen-6 Cup Series, presented to you by the KnappDaddyRacing Designs. Go check out KnappDaddyRacing.com. We're going to be 120 laps here tonight for the championship race. 50-mile-an-hour pit road speed, 45 to 50 laps, and pit fuel has been shrinking down to 30 to 35 due to the small field here tonight, trying to make it interesting. And we'll have to take on the Las Vegas Motor Speedway's 0 to 6 degree banking on the front and back straightaway, followed by the 20-degree progressive bankings in each and every corner through turns 1 and 2, and then into turns 3 and 4. Get you back down here on the main broadcast cam. What you say, folks? Getting ready to go racing here tonight for the Madness Racing League Gen-6 Cup Series Season 3 finale. Ty Robertson, Colin Cole, Nicholas Maynard, Kevin Tankos, Terry Hughes Jr., Bobby Kyle, and the Doctor, Michael Ponder Jr. round out the field here. We are live here in Las Vegas, Nevada. It's Sin City, the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Green flag is getting ready to fly in the air here tonight. Peter the Base Car hangs the left down on the pit lane. You have yourself a virtual race from Nevada. Green flags in the air. Flying off turns 1 and 2, Ty Robertson, the playoff points leading championship sitter, and the number 88 down the back straightaway. The kid of Nicholas Maynard's all over the back bumper up into turns 3 and 4. Maynard will change his lineup. He'll look to the outside of the number 88 machine. They'll battle door to door through turns 3 and 4. Off of turn 4, Maynard keeps his foot in the gas, heading across the checker flag. Green, lap number 1 We'll go to the kid of Nicholas Maynard, followed by the Chevy Camaro of Ty Robertson, who worked down on the bottom side of the racetrack. Terry Hughes Jr. will bring his Ford Mustang in here. Several of these guys dragging the splitter through turns 1 and 2. How will that affect the aero advantage on these race cars? 3 wide back here for the 5th and 6th place position. Kevin Tankos keeps his foot in it. He'll snag the 3rd place position behind the number 81 of Terry Hughes Jr. Tankos battling off turn 4 behind the number 81, dragging sparks into his front bumper. The sun must have caught a cloud here at the drop of the green flag. We got a shadowed racetrack here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Nicholas Maynard has the race lead from Welford, South Carolina. He's got 130-something laps led here on the regular season. 0 wins in the Gen-6 Cup Series. Nicholas Maynard going to look for the win here tonight at Sin City, trying to battle hard back into the playoff division. But here comes Terry Hughes Jr. Back down on the bottom side of the racetrack from Troy, Alabama. Terry Hughes Jr. won his first ever career Booty Scoot Racing win at the Talladega Super Speedway right here inside of the Gen-6 Cup Series. He's got all over the back bumper of him and Kevin Tankos part-time this season in Season 3. Ladies and gentlemen, we will seize the operation of the Gen-6 Cup Series at the conclusion of the checker flag here tonight. Just lacking the car count here once again in our 3rd series within the Madness Racing League. Battle back here for the 4th, 5th, and 6th place spot. That'll be the number 88 of Ty Robertson. He's dropped back quickly here, maybe trying to save a little bit of Goodyear rubber on this Camaro. Battling door to door here with Michael Ponder Jr. Colin Cole fell back as well. He'll try to stay on the same strategy, battling Ty Robertson for the championship points lead. Meanwhile, Terry Hughes Jr. will change his lineup through turns 3 and 4, trying to run down the PPG Mustang from Nicholas Maynard heading down the back straightaway. Terry Hughes Jr. will get that draft right to the back bumper of Nicholas Maynard. Maynard will change his lineup and throw some dirty air to the front end of the number 81 iRacing Ford Mustang. 2 blue ovals battle it out here in Las Vegas, trying to blow up their money for grabs. Put all your bets on the board. Lap number 6 is completed this time around. Maynard down the back straightaway. He's middle to the top side of the racetrack through turns 1 and 2 right now. Terry Hughes Jr.'s Ford Mustang able to grip up really well on the bottom side of the racetrack. Tankos just lurking in the mirror of that number 81, looking for a chance to strike here. 2 blue ovals battle it out for the race lead, followed by a Chevy bow tie and a Toyota Camry. That's the old-timer Bobby Kyle from Honorsville, Georgia. He'll look to make something shake. Terry Hughes Jr. looking to the inside of the number 02 Ford Mustang of Nicholas Maynard. The battle for the race lead here tonight at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway is on our way for the Gen-6 Cup Series Championship. Terry Hughes Jr. 4th in the standings coming into tonight's playoff. Maynard only outside 3rd in the standings. These 2 guys not going to spare each other an inch here, trying to battle hard back for the championship. Line up the making here in the turns 1 and 2. Terry Hughes Jr. on the bottom side. Maynard up the middle. Bobby Kyle dragging that splitter through turns 1 and 2. Trying to make up a little bit of ground to the back bumper of the Budweiser machine of Kevin Tankos, who will stick with the drafting help of Terry Hughes Jr. Back out to the back bumper of Nicholas Maynard, who's hard on the outside, safe for barrier. Contact from the number 81. Ships Nicholas Maynard up the racetrack. We're still underneath the green flag. Michael Ponder Jr. trying to work around the broken machine of the number 02 of Nicholas Maynard. Ticker says contact with the number 81 of Terry Hughes Jr. Not entirely sure what happened on the racetrack. Maynard's got a broken right front tire. He's big time slow on the racetrack. Green flag is still in the air. Bobby Kyle sees what just happened in front of him, knows it's going to be an opportunity to strike here in the next coming lap. Seeing that these 3 guys are battling it out hard for the race lead, Michael Ponder Jr. has got a little bit of distance from him in the 3rd place spot to the 4th place position. Maynard living it around the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. His night killed here at Vegas early. He'll bring it down on the pit lane. It's going to cost him big time. Meanwhile, Terry Hughes Jr. is not going to give an inch here to Kevin Tankos as well. If you don't forget, folks, Terry Hughes Jr. used to drive for Rush Motorsport. Here comes Bobby Kyle on the outside in the Toyota Camry. He'll switch his lineup, switch to the top side of the racetrack. The 64-year-old old-timer, Bobby Kyle from Honorsville, Georgia. Been sim racing longer than you've been alive, using lessons learned over 25 years. Trying to battle hard for the race lead. Don't forget it, folks. Bobby Kyle, 3-time winner here in the Madness Race League. And every single one of those wins have came right here with inside of the Gen-6 Cup Series, whether it was Season 1 or Season 2. Bobby Kyle marching his way up through the field here in the Toyota Camry. Just an insane battle going on here for the race lead right now between Kevin Tankos and Terry Hughes Jr. Two drivers who absolutely trust one another with their hands with their hands behind the wheel, excuse me. Terry Hughes Jr. used to drive for Kevin Tankos at Rush Motorsports. Not entirely sure what went wrong there, but maybe it's just on a series-to-series basis. However, though, Terry Hughes Jr. jumped back to the 81XI program at the Ford, Got his younger brother Trent Hughes was scheduled to drive that number 18 machine on the left side of your ticker here tonight. Just could not get the motor cranked in that number 18 81XI Racing. So Terry Hughes Jr. maybe has a little bit more on his mind than just racing here tonight. Not getting that second car out here on the field. But he just can't seem to shake the number 4 of Kevin Tankos on the bottom side of the racetrack. Kevin Tankos running part-time this season in Season 3. He's got a win already underneath his belt. Live here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, he'll trade a little bit of paint there with Terry Hughes Jr. All three of these drivers dragging their splitters through turns 1 and 2. Heading down the back straightaway, the number 4 of Kevin Tankos slides up the back straightaway, down into turns 3. Slinging that number 4 to the bottom side of the racetrack, crosses the wake of the number 81, gets tight through 4. Bobby Kyle lurks back in the distance in the Toyota Camry, looking for an opportunity any moment now. But the doctor, Michael Ponder Jr., has been bad fast all season long. Just some unfortunate circumstances took him out at Kentucky at the season opener. But that Dixon Cider number 13 Ford Mustangs had some speed all year long, baby. Here comes the lights at the Sin City's Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Things are definitely getting ready to change here tonight. We'll go back here to the Ty Robertson 88 Chevy Camaro. From Coleman, Alabama, Ty Robertson, 4-time winner this season on the Madness Racing League's Gen-6 Cup Series. Ty Robertson has the playoff championship point lead coming into tonight at Las Vegas. What does that entirely mean here? Ty Robertson will have the regular season points championship trophy, but we don't give a trophy out for that. We give it only for the playoffs. However, though, if you were the regular season points leader at the season's end, you were seeded number 1 in the playoffs and had a little bit of a point advantage over the 10 drivers that made the playoffs. Ty Robertson was that driver to have the advantage over the rest of the drivers, and he's put it to good use. He's won two of the 3 playoff races. Can he do the triple crown here tonight and sweep all 3 playoff races? That's the number 88 of Ty Robertson. Behind him is going to be the number 9 of Colin Cole. Listen, folks, 13 of you in the chat right now, you see Colin Cole on your screen. You're probably wondering, Colin Cole battling hard for the championship entirely. What is wrong with this number 9? Why does he follow in behind the number 88 so closely? Colin Cole has 2 wins on the regular season, but one of those wins were disqualified and taken away from him at the Kentucky Motor Speedway. Colin Cole got a little bit aggressive in the overtime, spun a couple of drivers around, working his way up through the field from about the 6th place position. Colin Cole was black flagged at the Kentucky Motor Speedway and disqualified from the win. That win did go vacant in the season opener, so Colin Cole was able to double it down, though, and win at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. The number 9 had some fast speed in it all year long. Right now, though, he's trying to work through this traffic. The number 13, the doctor, Michael Ponder Jr., battles here on his outside. These 3 guys not going to spare each other, and names Michael Ponder Jr. will sell the top side on the racetrack in that number 13 machine. Ty Robertson will grab another spot here. He's up to the 4th place position here tonight. Meanwhile, Kevin Tankos is set sail in his Rush Motorsports number 4 Camaro here tonight. He must have popped a couple Budweisers and just get it going. I don't know what else to say. Bobby Kyle hounding the back bumper of the number 81 of Terry Hughes Jr., the lonesome 81XI racing car out on the field here tonight. His younger brother Trent Hughes was not able to get the motor fired inside of that number 18 81XI racing Ford. And he left Terry Hughes out here by himself. You see Bobby Kyle kind of changed his lineup a little bit through turns 3 and 4. He'll get tight this time around, though, just crossing the wake a little bit too much. He'll scrape that outside safer barrier. I kind of seen that one coming from his injury there. Just didn't quite get the arc that he was looking for inside of that 777 machine. Three-wide battle here tonight at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. We'll take a quick side-by-side commercial. Thank our sponsors. You won't miss a thing. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll pull up the battle box. Stick it with us. Championship race here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, live from Las Vegas. Welcome back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, watching the battle cam here for the first place position. That's the leader, Kevin Tanko's 23 laps into the night's Gen-6 Cup Series Championship race at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Behind him is the Terry Hughes Jr. 81X iRacing Red Bull Ford Mustang. Terry Hughes Jr. looks like he's set back just a tad bit here, trying to save a little bit of Goodyear rubber on this Ford Mustang. Bobby Kyle lurks back in the distance as well. The old-timer trying to use lessons learned over his 25 years of sim racing experience to work his way back up through the field. We appreciate you tuning with us here to the side-by-side commercial break. As we thank our station identification sponsors, want to give a huge shout-out while we are currently thinking about it to the KnappDaddyRacing organization, who jumped on board this season and is going to give out 3 free paint schemes to the championship winner here tonight. Ty Robertson can hold on to it. He could find himself with 3 brand new KnappDaddyRacing designed paint schemes. Go check out KnappDaddyRacing.com for your custom paint schemes here today. Back down on the main broadcast cam where the battle for the race lead has really dissipated here. Kevin Tanko starting to stretch that lead out now. He's almost got a second lead over the second and third place position of Terry Hughes Jr. and Bobby Kyle. The old-timer in the Camry working his way up through the field. Ty Robertson shaking his bacon slowly, closing that gap up to the back bumper of Bobby Kyle. He's got it down to about 3.2 seconds or so. We'll check back on that in just a moment. Excuse me. We'll look back here at Ty Robertson. We'll check his last lap time. Compared to the leaders, Robertson ran about a 10th faster than Kevin Tanko's did in the race lead. So as Ty Robertson got enough in this Camaro to make something shake here. Remember, folks, 30 to 35 laps was the pit window for the Sunoco Racing fuel here tonight. Don't seem like tires appear to be too much of a factor. I'm not out there on the racetrack, so I'm not going to be the one to tell these race car drivers. I am not Stephen A. Smith. I know these drivers are athletes and what it takes to race these cars week in and week out. Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget, 2 weeks from now, Friday night, championship race for the TNA Truck Series for the Madness Racing League, presented to you by the Home Run Cafe, located in Greer, South Carolina. 10 drivers cranked out the championship playoffs there as well. They battled 4 races for their playoff. Ty Robertson currently the point-sitting leader in the championship for the Truck Series as well. For his Rush Motorsports number 88 machine, Ty Robertson looking to double down the championships here in the next couple of weeks. He can snag one of them here tonight if he can just keep on doing what he's doing. He's packing it on back right now, trying to save a little bit of rubber on this number 88 machine. Slowly running down the number 777 of Bobby Kyle. And talked to Bobby Kyle earlier, wanting to know why the 777, well, the lucky 777, I shall say, of Bobby Kyle was sponsorless here tonight at Las Vegas. You don't come to Las Vegas Motor Speedway. You don't come to Las Vegas, Nevada with the 777 lucky numbers on your race car and not have a chance to win the race here tonight. Bobby Kyle talked to him in the garage area here tonight for BKM Racing. We needed to know from Bobby Kyle what BKM Racing's next move was going into tonight's race, knowing that the Gen-6 Cup Series will cease its operations here tonight at the checkered flag. If the checkered flag flies here tonight, we will cease all the operations. You can go check it out on the YouTube page. Bobby Kyle told us this is definitely one of the most funner series that the league has to offer, and one of his better ones. He'll transfer BKM Racing and his full-time responsibilities over to the Truck Series for Season 4, where the signups will open up 2 weeks from now. Bobby Kyle, a full-time grandparent at home. Also got the opportunity to talk to Bobby Kyle all season long. Turns out Bobby Kyle is a woodworksman artist. Bobby Kyle has been handcrafting and laser engraving trophies for each of the winners here inside of the Madness Racing League, putting in his own off time to reward others within the series. Bobby Kyle, definitely the most outstanding driver within the Madness Racing League. Right now, though, Kevin Tankos appears to be struggling here on the long run on the back to the green flag pit stops. Terry Hughes Jr. and this number 81 Ford Mustang has ran down this back bumper of the Budweiser number 4 Camaro of Kevin Tankos. Used to be teammates, now racing one another for a win here tonight at Sin City. Terry Hughes Jr. chops it up from 8/10 back down to 5/10. Misjudges 3 and 4 there. Tad Big will give up a little bit of time to Kevin Tankos, but this is when Terry Hughes Jr. has been strong all year long. On the long run on the bottom side of the racetrack, Terry Hughes Jr. has just been able to manage the right front tire a little bit better of Kevin Tankos. Tankos maybe part be a strategy here. He'll call it quits down the bottom side of the racetrack. We'll get our first green flag pit stop here tonight. This will be out the front bumper here, riding down pit lane at 50 miles an hour with the Rush Motorsports Camaro of Kevin Tankos. Tankos says the car feels absolutely amazing. Plowed tight there on the long run to put the track bar in the back end of the Budweiser number 4 machine at air pressure on the right rear tire. 4 fresh Goodyear tires, 2 cans of Sunoco Racing fuel for the Budweiser machine. How do any more of these drivers counteract the pit stall call here tonight by Kevin Tankos on lap number 33 to 34, knowing that 35 right now realistically should be the pit limit for these guys? How much Sunoco Racing fuel have they saved? Here comes the 777 of Bobby Kyle down pit lane, driving this Toyota Camry for BKM Racing. He says the car has built free on the long run. He keeps getting into the outside wall. They'll put the track bar adjustment lowered this time around to give him a little bit of wedge. An air pressure adjustment, 4 fresh Goodyear tires, 2 cans of Sunoco Racing fuel for the veteran. This time around, that'll give Terry Hughes Jr. the race lead here tonight at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Ty Robertson's closed the gap up big time. Here comes the doctor of Michael Ponder Jr. Colin Cole will shake out the 3rd place position. The doctor works his way down on the pit lane right now in the Dixon Cider Ford Mustang for MTL Motorsports. MPJ works his way down on the pit lane in the Ford Mustang, complaining the car is absolutely plowing tight. They will not touch the track bar, They're going to go up on the air pressure. They'll do 2 cans of Sunoco Racing fuel, 4 tires on the number 13 machine. And Ty Robertson sees what happens. Terry Hughes Jr. blows the pit lane entrance hard on the inside, safe for a barrier. Green flag is still in the air. Terry Hughes Jr. blows the entrance of pit lane. Ty Robertson brings it down on the pit lane from the race lead. Now after Terry Hughes Jr.'s disaster, he'll be right exactly where he wants to be in this Team Conti.gg number 88 machine. 4 fresh Goodyear tires, 2 cans of Sunoco Racing fuel for Ty Robertson. Says the car feels absolutely fine. Terry Hughes Jr.'s 81 XI Racing 81 Ford Mustang appears to have a little to no damage on it. It's going to cost him big time on pit lane, as Colin Cole will now come off the pit road, off of the racetrack and down on the pit lane inside his number 9 CK parking lot maintenance Camaro. Colin Cole, teamless here in the Madness Racing League from Lincoln, Nebraska. 4 fresh Goodyear tires. They'll have to wait on the 2 cans of Sunoco Racing fuel after Colin Cole, CK, runs it long here at Vegas. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll continue to let the green flag pit cycle work out through here tonight. Kevin Tankos should come across the line this time, redeem the race lead like he had it before the green flag pit stop cycles came out. And there he goes, he'll rise to the top of the board. Kevin Tankos from Hawthorne, New Jersey. First one down on the pit lane. Back out front here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Bobby Kyle speeding on pit lane for the veteran from Honorsville, Georgia. Had to go down on the pit road and sit for the 42nd hole. Killer penalty there for the 777. Bobby Kyle's luck has ran out here tonight at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Caution flag free so far, 40 laps into the scheduled 120 championship race. Fourth place position here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. The number 88 machine has been bad fast all year long. We apologize as we battle a little bit of internet connection issues. Robertson cycles his way up after the green flag pit cycles to the second place spot. Colin Cole now rounds out the third place spot, followed by Terry Hughes Jr. in the fourth place position. The Doctor, Michael Ponder Jr., staying with it here tonight at Vegas, has rounded himself up here to the top 5 position if he can hold on. Not entirely sure how much you guys were able to hold on there. The story of Bobby Kyle before the internet cut out and cut back on here for the stream. Bobby Kyle, killer speeding penalty on pit lane for the 777 Camry. Bobby Kyle fuming inside of the race car, dragging the splitter here in Vegas. He is not going to be happy when he gets out of this Camry. Bobby Kyle just had to sit here and sit right behind this number 4 Budweiser Camaro of Kevin Tankos, who's leading the laps here tonight in the Gen-6 Cup Series as a part-timer. If you're full-time on the Cup Series, this has to make you absolutely fuming mad. The part-timer coming in here, spoiling the championship party here tonight, leading all the laps. Ty Robertson, though, loving what he sees out the front nose of his number 88 Camaro. Clean air for Ty Robertson off of turn 2 and down the back straightaway. Kevin Tankos, the driver that he is racing here tonight. Ty Robertson, though, sitting well in the point standings. The only other person that may even have a shot mathematically at Ty Robertson after sitting on the pole here tonight is this number 9 of Colin Cole, who walks off turn 4. Here comes the number 02 of Nicholas Maynard from Wilford, South Carolina, back out on the racetrack. They have gotten this Team Penske Development number 02 Mustang back up and running. Maynard wrecked from the race lead earlier, contact with the number 81 of Terry Hughes Jr. Maynard led 7 laps here tonight at the Gen-6 Cup Series Championship race, but not going to be the season ender that he was looking for here tonight. Maynard, 7 top 5 finishes here on the right side of my screen for the kid of Nicholas Maynard. 0 wins on the regular year. Maynard's going to have a struggling disappointment finish to season 3 for the Cup Series. The PPG Ford Mustang, though, back out and running here on the long run, trying to get as many points as possible. And Terry Hughes Jr. did come over the radio there where the contact was made earlier in tonight's event, wanting to know exactly what happened there. He felt like he got tight up the racetrack, got into the left rear of Maynard, but wasn't sure entirely what happened for him to get into the outside safer barrier. Don't believe Terry Hughes Jr. would ever attempt to wreck somebody on purpose. Terry Hughes Jr., one of the better, cleaner drivers inside of the Madness Racing League. He's got a win at the Talladega Super Speedway, and if I recall correctly, Nicholas Maynard pushed Terry Hughes Jr. on that overtime restart to at least get him out front. I'm not going to say he pushed him to the win, but definitely was some shoving right there, some teammate cars between those two, so definitely don't think the contact could have been on purpose here tonight. Meanwhile, look at this, folks. Bobby Kyle going to get his lap back naturally around Kevin Tankos. Speeding on pit lane for the 777 of Bobby Kyle. He was absolutely pissed off inside of that race car. Fuming underneath the helmet. He's changed his lineup. Bobby Kyle ripping the outside safer barrier, painting the wall here at Vegas. And Bobby Kyle hasn't lifted out of the throttle yet. Throw him up on the dash, Bobby. He's pulling away from the race leader. At this rate, Bobby Kyle is going to drive all the way around, get all his lap back. Bobby Kyle, using his experience, hoping and praying for maybe something to go wrong on the racetrack. Get a caution flag for the 777. That'll put him right back to where he needs to be. 50 laps are complete this time around on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel's Gen-6 Cup Series Championship race, presented to you by the KnappDaddyRacing Designs. Go check them out at KnappDaddyRacing.com. We're going to throw it up to the blimp cam. Watch these guys battle it out for a couple laps while I wet my whistle. Better yet, we'll get you down on the racetrack for a Fast and Loud, presented to you by the Madness Racing League and Maynard Motors. Now it goes everybody battling it out here, trying to make something work on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. No room for mistakes here on the long one. Working in the final 40 laps here tonight inside of the KDR. Stands for KnappDaddyRacing Designs. For the Madness Racing League's Gen-6 Cup Series Championship race. Nobody will give an inch, but the pit lane crews have been a problem here tonight for majority of these guys. And we talked about it in the keys of the race. You're going to have to get on the pit lane nicely. It all started here tonight with Terry Hughes Jr. coming down on the pit lane for his 81XI Racing Ford Mustang Group. From the third place position, Terry Hughes Jr. locked up the right front tire, spun hard into the inside safer barrier, and almost ruined this number 81 car for the whole night. Terry Hughes Jr., however, though, since then has been able to rebound back up to this third place position. But rebounds only count in basketball. We're racing, folks. Ty Robertson has worked his way slowly into the picture here to the back bumper of Kevin Tankos. Another pit lane disaster struck here tonight for the old-timer. Bobby Kyle for BKM Racing inside of this 777 Camry. Bobby Kyle went down on the pit lane in the third place position. Speeding on pit road for the 777 of Bobby Kyle. Cost him 3 laps, having to sit there for 40 seconds and serve his penalty. He was able to drive around the race leader, get his lap back, but since then he's burned the Goodyear rubber up and has been passed back by Kevin Tankos. Tankos, though, is now aware from his crew chief how far back Ty Robertson is off of turn 4. What are the lap differences here between these two drivers? Robertson will head across the line this time. He'll cut a 31.42 to the 31.47, excuse me, of Kevin Tankos. Tankos matching his lap times a little bit better to the guy behind him. But it's been Nicholas Maynard struggling all night. He'll sail to the outside of the racetrack. He's got the race leaders in nose to tail behind him soon. How does he elect to play the leaders in their game, being 25 laps down for Nicholas Maynard? Hopefully, he'll just get out of the way and let these guys battle out when they reach him. Colin Cole's going to be shaking his head all night long here tonight. He ran long there on the first green flag pit stop for the Lincoln, Nebraska team. The number 9 is reaping the unnecessary benefit of that regret right now. That don't even make sense, but Colin Cole ran long here tonight at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway, and his number looks like it's glowing underneath the dark, and now he's going to lose a lap to Kevin Tankos underneath the green flag conditions, excuse me. The only way Colin Cole will have an opportunity now at the back bumper of Kevin Tankos and an opportunity to win this race is to pit now and short pit this number 4 Budweiser machine, knowing that only 30 to 35 laps is how much these drivers can hold in Sunoco Racing fuel. Colin Cole, opportunities slipping away here late in Sin City. Kevin Tankos needs to be looking out the front windshield of this number 4 Budweiser machine. Time being crunched down slowly, lap after lap, between the number 4 and the number 88 of Ty Robertson. Robertson doesn't even need the win here tonight to take home the championship. He just needs a solid, decent finish. But the bonus to that, Kevin Tankos, the race leader right now, currently with 89 laps complete, Kevin Tankos, part-time this regular season on the Gen-6 Cup Series. He's not eligible for the playoff championship trophy. Right now, though, he's dragging that front left splitter, and it is costing him tremendous amounts of time. To the number 88 of Ty Robertson. Robertson, as for that track bar adjustment, that previous green flag pit stop that seemed to have raised it up through the straightaways, still dragging the splitter through turns 1 and 2. It has been a clean race up to this point tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Caution free here tonight. 30 laps to go this time around for the number 4 Budweiser's team of Kevin Tankos. Does he have enough to hold on? One more scheduled green flag pit stop if we can keep it underneath the green flag conditions. This now has become a game of fuel mileage. Who's going to be the best one up on the box to try to win it here tonight in Vegas? While I'm thinking of it, we'll go ahead and bring up those pit strategy lap stop counts here. Tankos came down on the pit lane in this number 4 Budweiser machine back on lap number 68. 68 laps now is about 32 laps to 33 laps to go coming to complete this lap. Tankos must be knocking on the back door of running on fumes inside of that number 4 machine. Robertson last pitted on lap number 69, 1 lap later, so he'll have that advantage at least over Kevin Tankos, but maybe he's worn out the tires enough to not run down Tankos anymore as the gap, has seemed to become stagnant at 1.5 seconds. Colin Cole will lose a spot right there to the number 81 of Terry Hughes Jr., who's moved back up there to the 3rd place position, and Colin Cole a lap down now, trying to make something shake. Hughes last pitted on lap number 66, 2 laps before Tanko and 3 before Robertson. How does his 81XI crew elect to bring him down on the pit lane? He'll still have a shot at the win here tonight with 27 laps to go. I want to apologize for the technical difficulties there. The Wi-Fi was not being the greatest to us. And if any of you know a Wi-Fi sponsorship, send them our way. We would love to have them here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Here comes the number 9. The doctor of Michael Ponder Jr. He'll come for his 3rd and final green flag pit stop here tonight. And right behind him will be the race leader from Hawthorne, New Jersey, of Kevin Tankos. Ty Robertson will take another lap here tonight at Vegas. Tankos playing it smart here. He'll be able to come down on the pit lane before the guy behind him. The number 4 will take 4 fresh Goodyear tires. It'll be his final set and 2 cans of Sunoco Racing fuel. Maynard's guys, 4 fresh Goodyear tires, 2 cans of Sunoco Racing fuel. 26 laps down for the kid. He'll come off pit lane. The doctor will take 4 tires, 2 cans of Sunoco Racing fuel. Robertson will have no choice now but to call it quits and bring it down on the pit lane inside of this number 88 ICSP machine. But Tankos, it already has the jack dropped on his number 14. He's on and off of pit lane. Can Tankos get back around and beat Ty Robertson off of pit road? This could be the battle for the win here tonight. 25 laps to go. Terry Hughes Jr.'s 81X iRacing team has told him to keep his foot in it. Run as many as you think you can until it starts to sputter. This is your race to lose. But Hughes had 15-second gap to make up to Kevin Tankos. Tankos now coming across the line into turns 1 and 2. Ty Robertson off of pit lane now. Tankos is going to be able to beat Ty Robertson off of pit lane and redeem the race lead. But Terry Hughes Jr. has yet to call it down on the pit road. With 24 laps to go, had Terry Hughes Jr. saved enough Sunoco Racing fuel late. This has brought Colin Cole right back into the ball game, folks. On the long run he ran earlier tonight. This will benefit the number 9 of Colin Cole. We'll pull up the lap strategy one more time and check out where Colin Cole came down on the pit lane. Lap number 73. He almost has a 6 to 7 lap difference than the guys in front of him. It's moved him up on the long run. Here comes the race leader, Terry Hughes Jr. for 81X iRacing, complaining a little bit of a tight end, loose off condition inside of this number 81 Ford Mustang. It's going to be 4 fresh Goodyear tires, 2 cans of Sunoco Racing fuel for the Troy, Alabama driver. But we're focused on this race right here, folks, between Kevin Tankos, who will now cycle out as the race leader. Colin Cole will now on the long run move up to the 2nd place spot. Will have no choice but to block and defend the number 88 of Ty Robertson to hold on to his spot, but Robertson will blow his doors off through 3 and 4. Colin Cole needs to pit this lap around if he wants to have a chance to stay in the ball game. He's going to lose a lap regardless, but does the tire advantage make the difference on the long run with 22 laps to go? Tankos running for his life. 2.4 seconds now the gap between him and Ty Robertson. As these drivers continue to battle it out here tonight at the Sin City's Las Vegas Motor Speedway, we're going to take you down on the racetrack for one more Madness Racing League Season 3 Gen-6 Cup Series. Fast and loud, this will be the final one of the year. Ladies and gentlemen, let's crank it up big time with the like button. back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, cranking it up for the fast and loud for the final time here in Season 3 of the Gen-6 Cup Series. This will be our final race of the year and of the Cup Series. We will cease all operations here tonight at the drop of the checkered flag. But right now, we have a stellar finish on our way. 15 laps to go in what's been a caution-free event here tonight. Kevin Tankos has the race lead off of turn 4, but surging in the distance is the second place driver of Ty Robertson, who has cut the lead down now to 2.4 seconds off of turn 4 with a huge leaping run of momentum into turns 1 and 2. Behind him in the third place spot will be Terry Hughes Jr. in this number 81 position. This number 81 car. The third place spot is 24 seconds scheduled behind the two guys battling it out for the race win here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, you're going to want to stick it right here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Will we see a thriller finish here tonight? From what we are already being told now by the admin, Ty Robertson is literally in the driver's seat, no pun intended, to take home the Season 3 Gen-6 Cup Series Championship if he can just cross the checkered flag here tonight. Ty Robertson on what's been an absolute dominating season here tonight, looking to wrap up what's possibly his championship run with a win on top of it here at Vegas. Slowly lurking, 12 laps to go, trying to run down the back bumper of this number 4 Budweiser machine of Kevin Tankos, who's looking for his second win on the year, part-time here in Season 3. Tankos will not be eligible for the championship award here tonight, but he can definitely spoil the party, and you best believe he's brought the Budweiser to it. Michael Ponder Jr. now working door-to-door Maynard. Maynard's got big damage from lap number 9 on the night. Big time, costly time for Nicholas Maynard. 7 top 5 finishes on the year for the kid of Nicholas Maynard from Welford, South Carolina. Had a shot at it at Charlotte, led some laps at Dover, led some laps at Atlanta, led laps at Charlotte as well, in Talladega, but Maynard couldn't find victory lane here in Season 3. And contact here tonight with the number 81 is going to prevail it once again. Maynard working his way up through turns 3 and 4 right now. Car seems to be running well. 10 laps to go. Kevin Tankos, Ty Robertson battle it out for the race wins here tonight at Las Vegas. One trying to just bring home a trophy. The other trying to close up a championship run here in Season 3. 9 laps separate Ty Robertson from a championship here in Season 3. But 9 laps separate Kevin Tankos from victory lane. As a part-time driver, Ty Robertson would want nothing more sweeter than to go to victory lane to celebrate the championship instead of on the front straightaway. 9 laps to go. Down to 1.7 seconds between these two drivers. Terry Hughes Jr. will be in the prime position to strike if something was to go wrong and contact be made between these two drivers. Robertson's going to have to stay perfect though. 8 laps to go. Battle for the race win here tonight in the Gen-6 Cup Series. Kevin Tankos holding on for dear life, trying to run away from Ty Robertson, who's cut it down to 1.5 that last time around. We'll check the leader's lap time compared to Ty Robertson's. Robertson runs a 31.38 to the leader's 31.5. That's almost 2/10 fully. Ty Robertson may have a shot at the back bumper here to close it up, but he must be perfect inside of this race car. We'll check it one more time. Tankos heading across the line. He'll run a 5.23. Robertson will run a 3.99, 2/10 faster again. Holy cow, folks. 6 laps separate The final closing amount of time we have left together here in Gen-6 Cup Series. Ty Robertson has been immaculate all year long. This ICSP number 88 team has won the victory lane 4 different times at 4 different racetracks. The Coleman, Alabama driver looking to close it up for one more final time. Go to victory lane for the 5th time here in Season 3. About 10 miles left to go in tonight's KDR's Gen-6 Cup Series Championship race for the Madness Racing League. Kevin Tankos trying to be perfect inside of this race car, knowing that every input matters here in the closing laps. He's got the spotter in his ear telling him how close Ty Robertson is lap after lap. But it appears Tankos is way better than Robertson through turns 1 and 2. As you see, Robertson gets real tight up the racetrack, where Tankos able to keep this number 4 down on the bottom. 1.1 seconds now is the gap. We'll check the lap times. 31.5, pretty much damn near even the last time. Tankos heading across the line to take 3 laps remaining. 31.725 to Ty Robertson's 31.4. 3 tenths that last time around for Ty Robertson. Kevin Tankos is starting to look a little bit more manageable now down the back straightaway. 3 laps to go, heading to 2. Tankos trying to hold on for the win here tonight in Vegas. 31.5 that last time for Tankos. Robertson 31.4. He's still just a tad bit faster than Tankos. What's going to be white flag next time around? Heading up turn 2. Battle for the win here tonight. Battle for the win here tonight. Tankos sailing up a turn 3 and 4 for the final time here tonight. Tankos will head across the line. He'll win the race here in Sin City. Robertson will take the championship. Kevin Tankos wins the race here tonight in Sin City at Las Vegas Motor Speedway as a part-time driver, snagging his 2nd win of the year for the number 4 Budweiser team. But Ty Robertson and the number 88 Atlantic Cabinet Company Camaro for Rush Motorsports as well will win the championship. Rush Motorsports will take home all the prizes here tonight. So team owner to team driver, Kevin Tankos will congratulate his teammate Ty Robertson on the championship win here tonight. And I'd imagine these drivers are going to take it around on the front straightaway and burn it down for you fans. Tankos wins the race here tonight at Vegas. Never seen this one before out of Kevin Tankos. You're going forward, backwards on the number 4 machine of Kevin Tankos. Watching his Rush Motorsports teammate Ty Robertson get a little bit of push from former employee Terry Hughes Jr., who was racing for Rush Motorsports full-time in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series last season. Terry Hughes Jr. will give a push to Ty Robertson here, who looks to to have run out of Sunoco Racing Fuel. They're trying to run down Tankos for the win here tonight, but it's going to be Kevin Tankos winning the race at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Robertson will be the Season 3 champion. Do we get a burnout from either one of these guys? We're getting ready to find out. Ty Robertson sitting here doing yo-yo magic tricks, showing off his kart control. He'll win the race here tonight in Vegas. And Ty Robertson will join in right beside him, celebrating his first ever Madness Racing League championship here in the Gen-6 Cup Series for Rush Motorsports. Ty Robertson will win 2 free KDR paint scheme designs of his choice, and he'll win the Madness Racing League Gen-6 Cup Series championship t-shirt. He'll pull nose to nose with the team owner, Kevin Tankos. Both of these guys will wait right here for the post-race show. We'll be back here in just a moment. You're not going to want to miss a thing, folks. We'll have the post-race. When we return, you'll hear from your favorite drivers.
Suffocate everything, they complicate everything, they steal your fate every day, but you can't believe it. Take yourself far away from nothingness, million miles from emptiness. Suffocate everything, they complicate everything, they steal your fate every day, but you can't believe it. Take yourself far away from nothingness, million miles from emptiness. Remember the days of the innocence before it came in waves. Remember the trouble.
We're back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, where the post-race show is getting ready to take effect here tonight for the Gen-6 Cup Series Championship race that has just wrapped up here tonight at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway, aka known as the Sin City. We'll bring up the final race results here tonight before our pit reporter can get down there to the drivers so we can get us a interview here. We'll pull back up the grid on the left side of your screen. Kevin Tankos goes the victory lane here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, followed by Ty Robertson, Terry Hughes Jr., Colin Cole, and Michael Ponder Jr. round out your top five. We got a pit road reporter down on the pit lane with the number 4 of Kevin Tankos. Are you guys ready to go? Go ahead. Got a copy?
We're down here in Victory Lane at Sin City at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway as we wrap up the Season 3 of the Cup Series. And we are crowned our Season 3 champion. Coming in here to tonight, the number 88 of Ty Robertson wins the Season 3 championship here for the Madness Racing League Gen-6 Cup Series. We'll scoot down here to the number 88 driver. Ty didn't kind of get the extra position.
Weren't as strong as I wanted them to there. But guess we're glad to take home the championship, and hopefully we can keep it going in trucks and Xfinity in the next few seasons.
That's Ty Robertson. He'll win the Cup Series championship here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. He'll look to double down in the TNA Truck Series 2 weeks from now on Friday night at the Charlotte Motor Speedway for his second Madness Racing League championship. We'll scoot down here to the first place winner here tonight, driver number 4 Budweiser machine of Kevin Tankos. Kevin, kind of walk us through your race here tonight coming into the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. This number 4 had some bad speed in it fast early in tonight's event when the sun was up. But as the sun went down and the lights came on, this number 4 came to life. Even though you were a part-time majority part of the season, you already had a win on the year. Kind of walk us through it, grabbing number 2.
Yeah, great day. Super happy for Rush Motorsports. Going into the first run, I knew that the fall-off wasn't too much, and Ty wanted to play it safe going for the championship, obviously. So when Ty announces his strategy, you know the only way to beat him is to hope he misjudges and go the complete opposite way. But, I mean, just a great race out of him. He was totally on pace to catch me, but just on that first run, I decided to not save tires at all and just burn through him. And then a short pit on that first pit stop put me in the place that I needed to be. And then I was just able to manage the gap the whole time and just hit my marks. So great day for the Rush Motorsports number 4 Budweiser Chevy Camaro. Glad to see, ecstatic to see that number 88 in victory lane for the championship. Another one in the books for Rush, and hopefully many more to come here.
That's Kevin Tankos, driver, owner of Rush Motorsports. He'll bring home the win here tonight at Vegas, and they'll take home the championship as well as the team. We'll scoot down here to the third place finisher, driver the number 81 Ford Mustang for 81X iRacing of Terry Hughes Jr. Terry, kind of walk us through your race here tonight at Vegas and your entire season. Got your first ever career win here in the Gen-6 Cup Series Season 3. Walk us through what you had out the front windshield here tonight, leading some laps.
Oh, yeah, we knew we had a fast car here. Then we got tangled up with Nick a little early. I can't apologize enough for that. We definitely got our karma there, coming on pit road and spinning out, and kind of cost us our race. We couldn't catch back up after that with the nose damage. Then we tried to play the strategy game, and that kind of bit us there at the end. But lucky enough, we ended up with a P3 spot here. Knew we didn't have enough to enough points tonight that we're going to get the championship, but attempt for the win. We had a great car all season. We couldn't get our second car out here tonight. He ended up blowing a transmission even before practice started. But we were bringing fast cars all season. I hate that we really screwed Dover. We could have really had a shot here tonight for the championship. But shout out to the MRL team for bringing us back to the Gen-6 cars, and hopefully one day we can bring them back. Appreciate it.
That's the driver, the number 81 of Terry Hughes Jr. He'll bring home the podium P3 here tonight for 81XI Racing. We'll scoot down here to the fourth-place finisher, driver, the CK Parking Lot Maintenance, number 9 Camaro of Colin Cole. Colin, kind of walk us through your race here tonight. Looks like the only strategy out of this number 9 team was just to try to play opposite of the front two leaders. Kind of walk us through what was going through the head of this number 9 team, running the long game and leading some laps here tonight.
Yeah, we tried to make the fuel window. We tried to make it in 3, but I couldn't save enough. So it ended up.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll scoot down here to the 02 of Nicholas Maynard, who finishes in the 7th place position here tonight. Nick, kind of walk us through your race here tonight at Vegas. We had a fast 02 PPG Ford Mustang. Definitely continued early when the sun was just got a little contact there with the number 81. I definitely don't think he meant to do it on purpose. I probably could have maybe left the lane a little bit higher. So just we'll look back over it. It's kind of killer here for our playoffs. We had a decent season, which didn't get to come away with one of the victories on the scheduled races. So that's brutal. We'll have one more shot at it at Charlotte in the Truck Series to try to make something shake back out in the booth a couple weeks from now. But a great race here tonight from everybody. I thought the racing was pretty clean, some strategy for sure. But we have some speed on the back end of this 02 Ford Mustang once we got it patched up. A great racetrack. We'll see you 2 weeks from now. That's the 02 of Nicholas Maynard, driver of the Ford Mustang. We'll scoot it back up to the booth where Ty Robertson wins his first Madness Racing League championship. Kevin Tanko takes the win here at Vegas.
And we'll throw it back up here to the booth, folks. We appreciate the post-race show right there from the driver interviews. We'll bring up the results one more time, if I may. Get this thing right here, get it up and kicking here. Excuse me, apologize there. Kevin Tankos is going to win the race here tonight at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway, but that's a part-time driver, not the championship winner here tonight. Kevin Tankos steals home the win, but the guy behind him, Ty Robertson, wins his first ever Madness Racing League championship, and it is inside of the Gen-6 Cup Series here tonight. He'll be celebrating all night long with his team owner, Kevin Tankos, as they steal the win and the championship here tonight. Terry Hughes Jr., a little bit of contact early in tonight's event with Nicholas Maynard. You heard those two drivers just exchange apologies between one another, so on the same page leaving the racetrack here tonight. The 81XI Racing driver, Terry Hughes Jr., got his first career win here in Gen-6 Cup Series for the Madness Racing League at Talladega. Terry Hughes Jr. will look to build off of that in the next coming seasons. Colin Cole, two-time winner here at Kentucky Motor Speedway and Charlotte, two similar racetracks. For Colin Cole, he was really good all year long on the cookie-cutter style racetracks, the mile and a half. Struggled on the short tracks, even though we didn't get many of them. Colin Cole will bring home the fourth-place position, second in the standings when it all is said and done. For fifth place tonight went to the Michael Ponder MTL Motorsports 13 machine of Michael Ponder Jr. from Ranger, Georgia. He'll have a solid top 5 here tonight, 10 laps down. Bobby Kyle speeding on pit lane for the BKM Racing Toyota Camry. Coming on the pit lane from the third place position. Killer Night ruined Bobby Kyle's night. Then he got in the outside safer barrier, had to patch it up for a little bit of damage. You heard from the kid of Nicholas Maynard there. 6 top 5 finishes on the regular season. Looking over here to the right side of my screen, but 0 wins for the 02 team. And a decent day here tonight after getting it patched up. Contact early. Him and Terry Hughes Jr. appeared to be on the same page there. Nicholas Maynard will bring home the 7th place position, followed by the 8th place spot here tonight of Trent Hughes for 81XI Racing. Will take the starting part, not able to get the engine fired and round it up here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, it looks like that'll do it up here tonight from Sin City. Live here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel for the Gen-6 Cup Series. final season race here tonight. There is no more. We will now seize the operations inside of the Gen-6 Cup Series. We'll do one more race recap before we pull off the air, though, here tonight. We want to remind you, Kevin Tankos wins the race here tonight after 12 different lead changes, whether that was the green flag pit cycles or side-by-side action battles, and then we'll give you your final weather report here for Gen-6 Season 3 for the Cup Series before we go off the air. 79 degrees here in the desert. Make sure you got a coat on your way out. 18-mile-an-hour wind blowing currently at the moment. We want to also remind you, folks, as always, we are not responsible for your DUIs. Kevin Tankos wins the race here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, but when it's all said and done after 10 races, it's Ty Robertson, the champion of the Gen-6 Cup Series. That'll do it, folks. It's been one hell of a season, one hell of a series. We'll retire the Gen-6 Cup Series back in action 2 weeks from now with the Madness Racing League for their TNA Truck Series Championship race at Charlotte. But we'll see you Monday night for the modified division for the I-85 Asphalt Series. Take care.
What you did.